Hey everybody, I'm Evan, and today let's talk about the best, the worst, and the weirdest films I watched in October 2025. So, October is usually a pretty special month for me because, I'm watching spooky stuff and horror movies all year round, but I definitely make an effort to try to watch more in October because 'tis the season, right? It's Halloween. What better time? However, but with work stuff and life stuff and kids' school stuff, I didn't have as much time to watch as many movies as I wanted to. However, I made sure to watch some of the absolute classics that I enjoy watching repeatedly throughout my life. So that actually made it a little bit difficult to pick a best movie. So, it's a tough call, but I'm going to have to go with my best movie is Night of the Living Dead, the original from 1968. I do have a DVD copy here. Well, I should say I did have a DVD copy because I don't know. I've owned this version for quite a long time, and I went to pop it out of here, and the disc cracked. Luckily it's streaming all over the place, so that was not a problem to watch it. But this is an absolute classic.
The killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered.
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
I have watched this since as long as I can remember. My dad used to tape some of his favorite horror movies off of TV, and this was one that we had a taped off a TV version, and I watched this all the time.
Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us.
I assume you know what Night of the Living Dead is all about, right? There's a zombie invasion. It's interesting because watching it kind of in 2025, there's some interesting things about it, such as the theories about why there is this zombie invasion. And I also like to say that they don't never call them zombies. They're only ever called ghouls in there. So the term zombie wasn't really used for this sort of Walking Dead. But anyway, there's a lot of strange news broadcast theories about radiation, like a satellite and radiation causing this. I like to think of it as maybe that's just kind of the time, and that was kind of a common fear among people, So not necessarily what was the cause of this event, because I feel like they kind of never go back to that again in, I don't know, any Walking Dead zombie movie that I've ever seen. But it's such a classic. It's such a good movie. I love everything about this. The acting is fantastic. It's paced so well. The smart character is the kind of the lead of the movie, and everyone else is either dumb or arrogant or think they know best or naive, I guess. I don't know.
Persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims.
I'm telling you, they can't get in here.
I could rave about this movie all day, but I want to say that when I saw this as a kid for the first time, it wrecked me. Because you expect a movie to have a happy ending, right? Especially, and then I don't want to spoil a movie from 1968, but I assume you've seen it, or at least know what happens at the end. Because the smart character, the one smart character that knows how to survive and can survive the entire night, there's just a band of roving rednecks, and they shoot him through the window, and he dies at the end. And that's the end of the movie. And that just, when I saw that as a child, that shocked me. How is this the ending of this movie? What is happening? Why is this happening? I couldn't believe it. But even now, it's quite an ending. Because you feel so horrible. Because, he did it. He made it. We got to the end, and it didn't matter. So, Night of the Living Dead was my best movie of the month.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Well, for worst movie, I had a few to choose from. I have this little blockbuster library, I can't remember what it's called, in the neighborhood, where it's kind of like a little library where people can drop off DVDs and movies and pick one up, and it's like a lending library for the neighborhood. I try to go to it every once in a while and check out what's in there and drop off some things that I'm not watching anymore and kind of spread the love between some of the weird movies that I like, and hopefully people grab those and watch them. But so there was this DVD 4-pack of a bunch of horror movies that I'd never heard of. In October, I got through 2 of them, and neither of them were very good. So in October, my worst movie of the month is this one right here, The Hanged Man.
It's weird, isn't it? Huh? Talking online all this time and now finally meeting in person.
Everything about this was terrible. I get these things hoping there's going to be a hidden gem on there. We'll see next month. Maybe there was. But I don't know. So this is a movie about a suicide club, I guess you could say, where they're like in an online forum and they all go meet to this place to to commit suicide together.
He's here.
So you're him, huh?
What?
Let's get it on the road. The party's over.
But none of this makes sense. Like, why are they doing this? Like, I don't know. I feel like the writers had thought they were doing something so profound to say about ending your life and why you shouldn't do it. But like, it's just like, why are they, like, the characters are awful. The acting is terrible. One dude spends the whole time shirtless. I think because he's muscular, and I don't know, maybe, they thought maybe that's what people wanted to see, but it's so bad.
When it's enough. You got that?
And then there's then there's ghosts and like the people who, like, one of the girls used to live in this house, but it burned down. But then there's the other people who live there. Their ghosts are there, but I don't know. It's pitiful. It's not worth your time. I don't want to talk about it anymore. The Hanged Man, avoid at all costs. And this would be the one from 2007 because I believe there are quite a few movies with this title. So skip that. Goodbye.
What's the matter, little Cindy?
Shut up!
Don't you remember?
I try not to.
Well, so my weirdest movie of the month, it's hard to call this movie weird because it's unusual. How about that? So I was making my way through this House of Psychotic Women box set, Volume 2, and I don't always love the movies in there, but they're always at least interesting. So my pick for weirdest movie of the month is going to be one called The Savage Eye.
Alone, traveler?
Alone.
What's your name?
Judith.
Judith what?
Judith X.
What's the X?
X McGuire. I'm divorced.
So The Savage Eye is sort of I think they call it a dramatized documentary. So this is a movie that was filmed in the 50s, takes place in the 50s, about a divorced woman who kind of goes to LA to kind of find herself. So what I found interesting about this was that usually when you see like the 50s portrayed in films, it's a very like stylized, like idealized version of the 50s, right? Where everything's great and the husband goes to work, the wife stays home and cooks dinner and raises the kids, and the kid, it's like Leave It to Beaver type stuff, right? And this is the complete opposite of that.
Alone, traveler?
Alone?
Why?
Because a touch of human skin makes me sick. You know what I wish?
What?
I could be beautiful, perfect,
Automatic, weatherproof,
painless.
and dead?
This shows kind of the counterculture that was happening in the 50s, like what was really happening in the 50s. So there's a lot of, it's an interesting movie because it's almost filmed like a documentary where there's really no dialogue. It's all just kind of voiceover by like a kind of a poetic narrator and like the main woman who gets the divorce. And she kind of just sees all of these different things that are like in the world, right? And it's not what you normally think of the 50s. So I think that's why I liked it.
Are we looking at the same world?
The terrible salt of the human touch.
These are fat men wrestling for money.
Their ecstasy is mine.
Phonies.
So am I. I've changed. I'm wise. I don't sit home anymore. I date. I go out. I get kicks. I get laughs.
So yeah, so like it kind of shows like these weird like exercise type places where people are trying to lose weight, and it shows like there's kind of like this faith healing cult, and there's like burlesque type place.
Too real to be true. These are women invented by men. New Year's party. Pigs with clothes, who for 1 minute anyway love one another.
All I see is people trying to be cheerful.
It's just not normally the sort of thing you see in a movie that depicts the 50s. So I hate to call this movie weird because clearly like these places were filmed and kind of like they have this character kind of explore these things. It's not something I would necessarily recommend. I just found it very, very interesting. And I don't know where you'd find that anyway, unless you want to buy this expensive box set. I don't always regret buying these because I enjoy seeing some really off the beaten path movies that I never would have seen otherwise, but they're not always like movies I'm going to want to rewatch multiple times. So, that's The Savage Eye. That is my weirdest pick of the month. All right, so I think I've rambled on enough in this episode, but I have one quick bonus recommendation, and that would be Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Hellfire storms are coming, an electric storm to clean your streets and wash away your trouble.
For every heart, there exists a wish.
You ever play the numbers, Mr. Holloway?
Me? Never take risks.
for every soul, there burns a desire.
Boy, you're something.
Always was.
Smells to me like we're gonna have visitors.
This is a movie that I saw as a very young child. This is a PG-rated Disney movie. And it is so creepy. I believe it is streaming for the first time ever, possibly, on Disney Plus. And I showed it to my family, and I think everyone really liked it.
But never whisper your dreams, for someone might be listening. And for every wish, there will be a price.
This movie is very creepy. The acting is fantastic. The special effects are something. And I feel like it's one of these lesser known Disney films from the 80s that maybe not a lot of people have seen. So I highly recommend, if you have Disney Plus especially, watch this film. I think it's a underrated classic. That's Something Wicked This Way Comes.
I am pricking up my thumb. Something wicked this way comes.
Then rang the bells both loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep.
Where do you come from? The dust. Where do you go to? The grave.
Yes. We are the hungry ones. Your torments call us like dogs in the night. And we do feed. And feed well. Tell me where the boys are hiding. And I can make you young again.
Ray Bradbury's fantasy tale of light and darkness is getting closer. Something wicked this way comes.
All right, well, that wraps it up for this month. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everyone who checks this out, just hearing me ramble about movies, because, I don't know, I enjoy doing it. If you want to follow me on Letterboxd, that'd be fantastic. We can review movies together. I watch a lot, and maybe you'll get an idea of what's going to be on the next episode of this show. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next month, everybody. Bye.